This could all go horribly wrong at any minute.
Hello, this is the 247th edition of Louis Black's Rantcast, entitled The Crazy Speech. On December 17th, a Wednesday night, the president, for 15 minutes, took to the airwaves, as they like to say, to deliver the following, and I would call it crazy. A lot of people didn't listen to it, okay? A lot of people didn't watch it. A lot of people didn't read about it. So I'm going to read it to you. That's my Christmas gift. Next week, I may try to do my interpretation of it, as if it was an interpretive dance, only done with language. Here you go. Good evening, America. 11 months ago, I inherited a mess, and I'm fixing it. When I took office, inflation was the worst in 48 years, and some would say in the history of our country, which caused prices to be higher than ever before, making life unaffordable for millions and millions of Americans. This happened during a Democrat administration, and it's when we first began hearing the word affordability. Our border was open, and because of this, our country was being invaded by an army of 25 million people, many who came from prisons and jails, mental institutions, and insane asylums. They were drug dealers, gang members, and even 11,888 murderers, more than 50% of whom killed more than one person. This is what the Biden administration allowed to happen to our country, and it can never be allowed to happen again. We had men playing in women's sports, transgender for everybody, crime at record levels with law enforcement, and words such as "that just absolutely forbidden." We had the worst trade, I'm serious, that was the sentence. We had the worst trade deals ever made in our country, was laughed at from all over the world. But they're not laughing anymore. Over the past 11 months, we have brought more positive change to Washington than any administration in American history. There's never been anything like it, and I think most would agree. I was elected in a landslide, winning the popular vote in all 7 swing states and everything else, with a mandate to take on a sick and corrupt system that really just took the wealth from people and crushed the dreams of the American people. For the last 4 years, the United States was ruled by politicians who fought only for insiders, illegal aliens, career criminals, corporate lobbyists, prisoners, terrorists, and above all, foreign nations, which took advantage of us at levels never seen before. They flooded your cities and towns with illegal aliens. They decimated your hard-earned savings. They indoctrinated your children with hate for America. They just released a level of violent felons that we had never seen to prey on innocent. Once again, they just released a level of violent felons that we had never seen to prey on innocent. They caused war. They caused mayhem. They caused a horrible situation all over the globe. But now you have a president who fights for the law-abiding, hard-working people of our country, the ones who make this nation run, who make this nation work. And after just 1 year, we have achieved more than anyone could have imagined. Starting on day one, I took immediate action to stop the invasion of our southern border. For the past 7 months, 0 illegal aliens have been allowed into our country, a feat which everyone said was absolutely impossible. Do you remember when Joe Biden said that he needed Congress to pass legislation to help close the border? He was always blaming Congress and everybody else. And as it turned out, we didn't need legislation. We just needed a new president. We inherited the worst border anywhere in the world, and we quickly turned it into the strongest border in the history of our country. In other words, in a few short months, we went from worst to best. We're deporting criminals, restoring safety to our most dangerous cities. Just take a look at Washington, D.C. It's at levels of safety that we've never seen before. And they decimated the bloodthirsty foreign drug cartels. We did that all by ourselves, with our people, and we're so proud of it because they were poisoning and destroying our population. Drugs brought in by ocean and by sea are now down 94%. We've broken the grip of sinister, woke radicals in our schools, and control over those schools is back now in the hands of our great and loving states where education belongs. After rebuilding the United States military in my first term, and with the addition we are adding right now, we have the most powerful military anywhere in the world. And it's not even close. I've restored American strength, settled 8 wars in 10 months, destroyed the Iran nuclear threat, and ended the war in Gaza, bringing for the first time in 3,000 years peace to the Middle East, and secured the release of the hostages, both living and dead. Here at home, we are bringing our economy back from the brink of ruin. The last administration and their allies in Congress looted our treasury for trillions of dollars, driving up prices and everything at levels never seen before. I'm bringing those high prices down and bringing them down very fast. Let's look at the facts. Under the Biden administration, car prices rose 22%, and in many states, 30% or more. Gasoline rose 30 to 50%. Hotel rates rose 37%. Airfares rose 31%. Now, under our leadership, they're all coming down and coming down fast. Democrat politicians also sent the costs of groceries soaring, but we are solving that too. And the price of a Thanksgiving turkey was down 33% compared to the Biden last year. The price of eggs is down 82% since March, and everything else is falling rapidly. And it's not done yet. Oh, but boy, are we making progress. Nobody can believe what's going on. Here are just some of the efforts that we have underway you will see in your wallets and bank accounts in the new year. After years of record-setting falling incomes, our policies are boosting take-home pay at a historic pace. Under Biden, real wages plummeted by $3,000. Under Trump, the typical factory worker has seen a wage increase of $1,300. For construction workers, it's $1,800. For miners, we're bringing back beautiful, clean coal. It's $3,300. And for the first time in years, wages are rising much faster than inflation. Remember that rate. The wages, just look at it. Wages are going up much faster than inflation. How big is that? Very importantly, there are more people working today than at any time in American history. And 100% of all jobs created since I took office have been in the private sector. Think of that. 100% of all jobs have been in the private sector rather than government, which is the only way to make a country powerful and great. The historic trend will continue. Already I've secured a record-breaking $18 trillion of investment in the United States, which means jobs, wage increases, growth, factory openings, and far greater national security. Much of this success has been accomplished by tariffs, my favorite word, tariffs, which for many decades have been used successfully by other countries against us, but not anymore. Companies know that if they build in America, there are no tariffs, and that's why they're coming home to the USA in record numbers. They're building factories and plants at levels we haven't seen. AI, automobiles were doing what nobody thought was even possible, not even remotely possible. There has never, frankly, been anything like it. 1 year ago, our country was dead. We were absolutely dead. Our country was ready to fail, totally fail. Now we're the hottest country anywhere in the world, and that's said by every single leader that I've spoken to over the last 5 months. Next year, you will also see the results of the largest tax cuts in American history that were really accomplished through our great, big, beautiful bill, perhaps the most sweeping legislation ever passed in Congress. We wrapped 12 different bills up into one beautiful bill. That includes no taxes on tips, no tax on overtime, and no tax on Social Security for our great seniors. Under these cuts, many families will be saving between $11,000 and $20,000 a year, and next spring is projected to be the largest tax refund season of all time. Because of tariffs, Along with the just passed one big beautiful bill, tonight I am also proud to announce that more than 450,000, think of this, 1,450,000 military service members will receive a special we call warrior dividend before Christmas. A warrior dividend. In honor of our nation's founding in 1776, we are sending every soldier $1,776. Think of that. And the checks are already on the way. Nobody understood that one until about 30 minutes ago. We made a lot more money than anybody thought because of tariffs, and the bill helped us along. Nobody deserves it more than our military. And I say congratulations to everybody. And by the way, we now have record enlistment in our military. And last year, we had among the worst recruitment numbers in our military's history. What a difference a year makes. In addition, I'm doing what no politician of either party has ever done, standing up to the special interest to dramatically reduce the price of prescription drugs. I negotiated directly with the drug companies and foreign nations, which were taking advantage of our country for many decades, to slash prices on drugs and pharmaceuticals by as much as 400, 500, and even 600%. In other words, your drug costs will be plummeting downward, and I use the threat of tariffs to get foreign countries who would never have done it to pay the cost of this giant dollar reduction. They stopped ripping us off, and it began as of 4 days ago. There has never been anything like this in the history of our country. Drugs have only gone up, but now they'll be going down by numbers never conceived possible. It's called most favored nation, and no president has ever had the courage or ability to get this done until now. The first of these unprecedented price reductions will be available starting in January through a new website, TrumpRx.gov, and these big price cuts will greatly reduce the cost of health care. I'm also taking on the gigantic health insurance companies that have gotten rich on billions of dollars of money that should go directly to the people. The money should go to the people. That's you. So they can buy their own health insurance, which will give far better benefits at much lower costs. It will be far better health insurance. The current Unaffordable Care Act was created to make insurance companies rich. It was bad health care at much too high a cost. And you see that now in the steep increase in premiums being demanded by the Democrats. And they are demanding these increases, and it's their fault. It's not the Republicans' fault. It's the Democrats' fault. It's the Unaffordable Care Act, and everybody knew it. Again, I want the money to go directly to the people so they can buy your own health care. You'll get much better health care at a much lower price. The only losers will be insurance companies that have gotten rich, and the Democrat Party, which is totally controlled by those same insurance companies. They will not be happy, but that's okay with me because you, the people, are finally going to be getting the great health care at a lower cost. That's right, are finally going to be getting great health care at a lower cost. Another major focus is the cost of energy. For years, the radical left Democrats exploited the green energy scam as an excuse to funnel many billions of dollars into their own massive slush funds, as their energy restrictions drastically drove up prices, and they drove them up at record levels. Electricity costs surged 30 to 100% under Biden, and the typical family lost $5,000 to $10,000 in higher energy costs. Think of that, $5,000 to $10,000 you lost. On day one, I declared a national energy emergency. Gasoline is now under $2.50 a gallon. And in much of the countries, in some states, it, by the way, just hit $1.99 a gallon. And within the next 12 months, we will have opened 1,600 new electrical generating plants. A record. And it's a record that won't be beaten by practically, I would say, by anybody. Or certainly not very soon. Prices on electricity and everything else will fall dramatically. The Democrat inflation disaster, again, the worst in the history of our country, also robbed millions of Americans of home ownership, and indeed the American dream. The yearly cost of a typical new mortgage increased by $15,000 under Democrat rule. In 11 months, we've already gotten that annual cost down by $3,000. And it's coming down a lot lower. Wait till you see the numbers are going to be shocking. And I'll soon announce our next chairman of the Federal Reserve, someone who believes in lower interest rates by a lot. And mortgage payments will be coming down even further. Early the new year, and you will see this in the new year, I will announce some of the most aggressive housing reform plans in American history. A major factor in driving up housing costs was the colossal border invasion. Have never been invaded. This is the worst thing that, frankly, in my opinion, the worst thing that the Biden administration did to our country is the invasion at the border. The last administration and their allies in Congress brought in millions and millions of migrants and gave them taxpayer-funded housing, while your rent and housing costs skyrocketed. Over 60% of growth in the rental market came from foreign markets. At the same time, illegal aliens stole American jobs and flooded emergency rooms, getting free health care and education paid for by you, the American taxpayer. They also increased the cost of law enforcement by numbers so high that they are not even to be mentioned. For the first time in 50 years, we are now seeing reverse migration as migrants go back home, leaving more housing and more jobs for Americans. In the year before my election, all net creation of jobs was going to foreign migrants. Since I took office, 100% of all net job creation has gone to American-born citizens. 100%. In the end, government either serves the productive, patriotic, hard-working American citizen, or it serves those who break the laws, cheat the system, and seek power and profit at the expense of our nation. Look at Minnesota, where Somalians have taken over the economics of the state and have stolen billions and billions of dollars from Minnesota. And indeed from the United States of America. We're going to put an end to it. For so long as before my election, the vast majority of good and decent Americans were forced to watch as corrupt politicians plundered the halls of power, exploited our taxpayers, and pillaged every system that makes civilized society function. But not anymore. And you see that every day. Not anymore. We're putting America first, and we're making America great again. Very simple. We are making America great again. Tonight, after 11 months, our border is secure, inflation has stopped, wages are up, prices are down, our nation is strong, America is respected, and our country is back, stronger than ever before. We're poised for an economic boom the likes of which the world has never seen. Soon we will host the World Cup and the Olympics, both of which I got. But most importantly, we will celebrate the 250th anniversary of the Declaration of Independence. There could be no more fitting tribute to this epic milestone than to complete the comeback of America that began just 1 year ago. When the world looks at us next year, let them see a nation that is loyal to its citizens, faithful to its workers, confident to its identity, certain to its destiny, and the envy of the entire globe. We are respected again like we have never been respected before. To each and every one of you, have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. God bless you all. And that's what he had to say to us. 15-minute speech, apparently. He had to get it done in 15. I think he went a little bit faster than me. I don't know, but I think it was something that needed to be heard if you hadn't heard it. And you may not listen to any of it, but I thought it had to go out there again so that people could get a sense of just where our president is at. And there are some problems here with, some grammar and all that, but wasn't doing it to to make fun or poke fun at that. I was really not poking fun at anything. Just trying to give you a kind of a warning shot of what's really happening in his brain, because we now have had two presidents, kind of back to back, really, that were too old for the office. Yep, just too old. And he seems to be spinning a bit. And I may next week do my own interpretive dance to this, as I said. I want to wish you all a very, very Merry Christmas. I want to thank you for the privilege and the pleasure of spending time with you. And hope in some way you've enjoyed what I had to say over the year. And I know that I've enjoyed every rant that I've read either by myself here in my cable access studio or read to you, the audience that continues to watch for reasons that will always escape me, but I can't tell you how much I appreciate that, because I think it's important for you to speak up, and I think it's important for you to be heard. And I'm glad to be that, be the one who gets it out there. I've always thought this was a good idea, and maybe someday it'll truly catch on and find the audience it deserves. I hope so. Not for me, but for you, because you deserve that voice. And Lord knows it's been shut down. And hopefully it will be heard again if I have if I can play any small part in doing that. So thank you. Have a very, very Merry Christmas for those of you who celebrate it. And for those of you who don't, enjoy the day. Really enjoy the fact that you don't have to deal with family who maybe I've always been thrilled that I was able to escape that. And, and it's, and I've been, but I will be spending, once again, as I do every year, spending it with my good friends at my friend Neil Mazzella's house. And I look forward to it, because there's some good eats and some wonderful wine and a nice little after-dinner drink and some delightful desserts. Well, obviously, it's lunchtime, and I'm hungry, so adieu, I will say. And it's a word that I've never used publicly, but I'm bidding you adieu till we meet up again next year. Or will it be? I don't know. It'll be before next year. And I'll be wishing you a Happy New Year. Okay. Really, I hope this is the best Christmas ever. I hope your kids enjoy every minute of it. And if you don't have kids, that you enjoy every minute of it. And that's enough for me. And that's certainly enough for him. Okay, take care. Sending you much love. From Michael Knight, one of the first, and I expect many more on this subject. Chat GPT is sycophant. Why would I talk to real people when I can talk to someone who thinks everything I say is interesting and, quote, unquote, very funny? Maybe it's time for us to learn a thing or two from Chat GPT before it goes rogue and starts building the Matrix. All right. I'd like you to go a little deeper into that, but I get your message, Michael, and I expect others will be responding soon with their own takes on what I think is a possible road to madness. And no one seems to be looking over a Chat's shoulder occasionally when they find out that a kid's really just spending a lot of time talking to someone who isn't there. I mean, wow, we leapt into a new age without any oars. We just jumped in the boat and just said, fuck it. I don't need oars. I don't care. So what if we built a new canoe? I'm babbling, but it's true. It's just a rowboat. I don't need oars. It's the new rowboat. Yeah, it'll just go where it wants. All right. From Anton K. Hey, Louis, it's Anton K. from Ontario. I remember the old slogan from childhood, good things grow in Ontario. These days, the only things which are growing around here are the cost of living, unemployment, and our province's debt. Our premier screams at folks who criticize him to get a job. He looks completely stoned, as if reality decided to walk right out the door years ago, saying it's been fun so long. He's given $10 million to a strip club owner, claiming this has tied him with some skills development program. Talk about greasy. Well, thanks for sharing. It's always good to know that our Canadian neighbors are big. You're fucking up the way we are, but we got way further. We're just beginning to teach those your leaders up there how to be douchebags. Oh man. Wow, I'd love to know what that skills development program is. Okie doke. Here's one from Shadow Wolf. Shadow Wolf is, of course, a pen name I've had for over 15 years for various reasons, and it's just kind of stuck. The Rant. Hello, Louis, and greetings from uptight Germany. My rant is about the increasing prudishness and strange new mechanisms behind that. I wouldn't say that Germany has always been a very open country when it comes to interpersonal matters, but lately it has definitely become more stuffy. We Germans can be grateful for some things the Americans have given us, like D-Day. Germany has some things the Americans could certainly envy, like good health care, or as that sleazy guy with 34 felonies would say, communism. On the other hand, we unfortunately have the unnecessary habit of adopting trends from the U.S., even the bad ones. Well, you can show the most brutal carnage, uncensored on U.S. television. A bare woman's breast causes a flurry of phone calls at the FCC. Here, an unmarried couple can't even kiss properly in public without someone shouting indignantly, "Get a room!" So far, so good. But these days it seems politicians want to ban or strictly regulate anything that could even remotely be considered suggestive. The same people whose panties literally got wet in the cinema when 50 Shades of Grey or Magic Mike were playing are, strangely enough, not thrilled when other people might have dirty thoughts. Now it's gotten to the point where you're even supposed to upload your government ID just to look at offensive pictures on Twitter. Are you kidding me? Which brings me to my question. Is it just me, or is society becoming increasingly prudish? And why on earth do people think they can tell other people what they're allowed to find interesting or attractive? I'm closer to 30 than 13, and I'm supposed to upload my ID because some soccer mom once saw a bit of side boob in a cosplay photo and complained? Are you shitting me? Our politics are heading in a similar direction. Because a politician, says insert name here, personally dislikes or doesn't use something. They want to restrict or ban it for everyone who wants to enjoy it. For example, sex work, which is perfectly legal here. This wouldn't solve the problem and would only further stigmatize the workers. Why on earth is it that people, out of personal resentment, want to spoil the fun for everyone? I find all forms of smoking absolutely disgusting, and would not mind slapping those ignorant assholes who can't put their cigarettes into the ashtray and instead throw it onto the ground. Do I want to ban society's typical stress reliever because of that? Of course not. I'll just turn up my nose and get on with my life like it damn well should be. To get to the point, the fact that we've now adopted prudishness from the United States is one of those pointless conveniences we could easily do without. Like American beer. Yuck. That's all. Thanks for your time. Thank you very much. Mr. Wolf, Mr. Shadow Wolf. Nice to hear from you Germans. We're making you uptight. Wow. We're idiots. You can't follow our lead when it comes to sex. We're morons. We are morons. We're living in the 19th century. for crying out loud. Thanks to all of you for listening to my Rantcast. If you have a rant you want to get off your chest, send it in to me at lewisblack.com/live. You can think of it as therapy, or whatever you want to think of it as. Just let it rip. And I want to thank the true stars of our show, the ranters, and the splendid rants they gave us. Lewis Black's Rantcast was created and hosted by me. Aha, Lewis Black. Our live rant audio was produced by James Salter. Our theme song by Chris Lane. Executive producer, Ben Brewer. Executive producers, Matt Kleinschmidt and Robert Kelly.